side control, I'm going to bring my knee up. I want him to turn on the side. When he turns, we're kind of inviting this guillotine setup, so he's going to scoop underneath me and he's going to try to go belly down to come up, you know, like a single leg or something. So that's kind of his goal right there. So I start out like this and get him to come up from here. Stand. Before he comes up, we're going to scoop the head like this. Come in, he comes up. Choke. Okay. Down here, he turns to the side, reaches. Crazy. Top hand's going to come over. This hand's going to come in. So when I grab, it's like grabbing a wristwatch right here. It's kind of like right there in on the meat of the hand. Like that. Alright, so he comes in, I reach like this. I'm going to pivot on this south, my foot here, bring my knee in. As he comes up, my knee is going to stay across his hips. The top foot's going to come over. I'm going to curl in and then squeeze. Okay, so if he comes up, or stay down. This is going to be across his hips, right along his stomach. You don't really want any space right here. And this foot's just going to come over the top. Alright, so it's a pretty quick guillotine. You don't got to worry about closing the guard. Sometimes you can do them from closed guard, but for this one we're just going to do just sort of like a quick guillotine catch. So he turns on the side, I wrap, come in, he comes up. So notice when I go for the finish, I'm not square up on him. So he turns, wrap, come in, he comes up. I'm actually going to push away to where my hips are a little bit away from his body, so that when I squeeze the guillotine, I'm not square, so I'm not like cranking like that, because his head could potentially slip out. I'm going to be more sideways, so his head gets stuck a little bit more in there, and I curl and then squeeze the neck. Any questions? Try it out. I'll do a couple more. So I'm here, he comes up, grab the neck, grab. Like I said, I'm pivoting on my toes here. Once I go here, instead of sitting back, it leaves all that space for him to come up into, and it's not real tight. Instead, I'm going to stay on the toes, shoot my knee in like that. So instead of like knee here and sitting, I'm knee here and shooting this in. So when he comes up, this is right here on his hips. This comes over the top. Okay. Push away, curl. Got it? Alright, partner up. On three. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so he's on his side. I wrap, come up, he comes up. He does a little front flip and we land like this. You're going to keep tension in your arms so you can't really squirm away. If this is too loose, it's too easy for him to get out. So he comes back. I have the same hold here. My legs are going to come up and trap this arm. From here, it's pretty much already set up. I just let the grip go and come in and grab my bicep over the rib cage and squeeze. I'm going to curl my elbows in while I lift my arm here. Even if, could even be on his side even a little bit more. Any of those little angles right there will get the finish. Alright, same here. Here he turns, grab, come up, jump, trap the arm, switch, can walk your feet towards him a little bit. But this one, your spine at least is going to be perpendicular to his. You can walk towards him a little bit, but you don't really have the reach to grab his legs. I mean, if his knee was up, his top knee, you know, something I could maybe grab it to help really squeeze it all together. You don't really need it. Any questions? I'll do another one. So again, same setup. I'm here, kind of inviting him. I reach, grab, knee in, he comes up, he flips over. His arm's here, I come up, trap the arm. Make sure this is kind of snug before you transfer it. If your elbow's kind of down, make sure it kind of comes through enough. Once it's through, grab. Should be pretty tight.
Yeah, it's like tight right here. I mean, I guess maybe you could
Yeah, his arm may be down or maybe up more, but either way, I feel like it chokes pretty well. So it may not be like that ideal, you know, arm position here, but I think with your arm choking, it makes it pretty effective. One more thing, if we do another one, if the guy doesn't, if you want to go for this choke and the guy doesn't do a little front flip, come up. If he's not going, what I can do is I'm going to push away and start walking. And due to the pressure on the neck, they'll usually flip over because that's the relief point. And then from here, I can curl up on his arm, fit this through, and squeeze. Okay, fun stuff. All right, so start from the beginning. Set up the guillotine. The guy does like a little front flip or like maybe a little flip spin sort of thing, whatever you feel comfortable doing. And then trap the arm, come through, grab the bicep. Remember, squeeze down, and you're lifting this up into the throat. All right, so it's all these things at once. Okay, on three, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I'll just go through. So same thing, come here, wrap. He comes up, flip. So this time I can't like scoop. I can't scoop the arm for whatever reason. Maybe he tucks, you know, tucks that away or whatever. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna swing, come up to the side again, kind of back to the same spot. Like I almost have it easy. I'm gonna pull my arm through, grab my bicep, choke. Okay, so for this one, his arm is here. My arm goes through. I'm kind of laying on his arm here. Grab the bicep, hug it back. Again, I'm going to squeeze my elbow down. What I'm trying to do is push the crown of his head down. And what that does is pushes his neck into my arm. Okay, so it makes it all tight. Here, here, here. So I curl and I lift my forearm. So without his head there, I'm like this. I curl the elbow in just like before, and then lift here. And it's pretty tight. So this is a Darce choke. So even without the whole sequence, if the guy's on his side and he's sort of in this position, you can go for it right away. Go for the choke there. But we'll add it on to this little sequence we're doing. We'll go through it again. So we're here, we invite him to turn here. Sit, can't grab, can swing my legs. I just want to come up, I want him to stay on the side and I come up next to him. Okay, so I keep my grip. I'm going to thread this through. So I'm basically switching the choke from here to this side. All right, so it was here, pull it through. Once it's through, let go, come here. Grab your bicep, grab here. One thing that can be affected by like size differences if he comes up and I go for the choke. If you can't quite reach, They got a thick neck. I got long skinny arms so I can reach things. If your arms aren't as long, you can also grab your forearm. So instead of having to come all the way through, maybe you can only get to here. That's okay too. Still grip, still curl and lift. Okay, so the finish is the same. You're still applying pressure here when you lift your forearm, and you're curling the head down into your choking forearm. And then also your chest kind of lays on this arm as well. So it kind of brings it on. Doesn't feel good. All right, so that sequence one more time. Here, turns. Said I can't grip the arm for whatever reason. Maybe he keeps it over here. Maybe he tucks it, over there. Either way, I keep my grip here. And if you can just from here spin and come up, that's great. If you need to swing, it's okay too. But you just want to keep them on the side from here. Feed it through, grip, squeeze and lift, or grip, squeeze and lift. Okay. If I have this, if his legs are there, you can also step over and kind of sit and squeeze and lift. That's helpful too. It just controls their body, keeps them from maybe walking away.